Very good morning to all the students of class 10th D. We are doing question answers of Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom. We have almost completed this chapter also, and question answers also. Only a few questions are left, which you can see on your screen. Only 8 questions are there which are left. So let's discuss these questions today. Fine. So my first question is, what twin obligations does Mandela mention? The one who would be raising hand, I would be unmuting. Or those who are feeling shy, they can write in the chat box if you're not able to speak or not. Okay, Princey has written the answer of the first question. Obligations for country and people and for family. Okay, Princey, right answer. So the way others are participating better, most of you should also participate. First question, that what are the twin obligations which Mandela has mentioned. So Mandela believes that every man has twin obligations. First is towards his own family, his wife, his kids, his mother, fine, parents. So it is for the, you can say, obligation towards family. So then every man has a second obligation also, and it is his duty towards his people, duty towards his country, and fine, community. Specifically, he wants to mention that. So in a civil society, each man has to fulfill these obligations, whether they are towards their family or personal life, or whether it is towards society at large or community specifically. Clear? So twin obligations, it's clear. Second question is, what did being free mean to Mandela? As a boy, as a student, how does he contrast these transitory freedoms with the basic and honorable freedoms? This we have done in detail beta when we were doing this chapter. And you can write the answers also, or you can speak beta. You can raise hand. Anybody want to speak, then kindly raise hand. Or I'll be explaining to you rather than wasting time and waiting for you all. So Mandela realized that his boyhood freedom was quite different from what he felt later on. Firstly, we'll mention that there was variation in that feeling of freedom. As a boy, he wanted transitory, you can say, freedom only, which was not permanent, short-lived, you must say. So as a boy, he wanted transitory freedom. Clear? They were like, you can say, to choose wherever he wanted to go or do what he wanted to do, and stay out at night just as a teenager, what other people feel like. Fine. So transitory freedom was to go out, to move out, to do what he wanted to do, to enjoy his life. Fine, in that way. And later on, Mandela, he realized that basic and honorable freedom, that concept was totally different. So it was related to the freedom of his community, of his people from this apartheid system. Clear? So two kinds of freedoms he has mentioned. Third is, does Mandela think the oppressor is free? Why not? Each and every part of this beta chapter, you can see on page 21, you can find the answer of twin obligations. Many students joining now, let them enter, the ones who used to give answers. Okay, fine. So on page number 23, a man who takes away another man, last paragraph beta, answer is there only in your text. Each and every question, you can find answer to it. Page 23, last paragraph. A man who takes away another man's freedom is a prisoner of hatred. He is locked behind the bars of prejudice and narrow-mindedness. So according to Nelson Mandela, no, Mandela thinks that oppressor and the oppressed both, yes, Fine. Prince is writing answers continuously. Very good. But you can speak also better. No, Mandela does not, you can say, believe in this. He thinks that both oppressor and oppressed, both are not free according to him. We cannot say the one who is oppressing is free. Both the sides are not free according to Mandela. Both of them are deprived of basic human virtues. One class is facing, the oppressed class is facing the discrimination, and the one who is doing the discrimination, they are devoid of humanness. They are devoid of human feelings. Their basic human feelings of love, equality, peace, they are not having. Clear? So you can say that both are devoid of human feelings. Next is same page, beta, thinking about the text. Why did such a large number of international leaders attend the inauguration? What did it signify the triumph of? Anybody would like to answer this question? Anyone? You can raise hand, beta. Many students joined so late. Beta, keep eye on your watch. I know that you are attending other periods, but you should be well in time. If others can join, why can't you? Yes. Those who are listening to me, just send me thumbs up. I will be able to know that yes, you are listening. I'm just seeing this. That shows that you are there. You are paying attention. Yes. Immediately people start sending. Thumbs up sending is very easy for you, right? But listen to the teacher also carefully. Okay. Clear? So why did such a large number of international leaders? Actually, it was the formation of New Republic in South Africa. So at this occasion, people from all around the world, dignitaries, not people, you should use the word dignitaries. Dignitaries from all around the world, they have attended the inauguration ceremony. And actually, it was the end of apartheid system, that inhuman policy. And after a long struggle, the blacks won this freedom. And this was the freedom of not only black people were getting freedom, it was freedom to everyone, because Mandela has announced that equal rights, justice, peace will prevail, equal opportunities will be given to everyone. So therefore, the presence of so many international leaders was there in the hope of newborn republic system. Clear? They were there as a mark of respect, you can say, to pay their respect and reverence to the new republic system where everyone will be equally treated. Clear? It signifies the triumph of all the people all together, triumph of brotherhood, triumph of peace and equality. Clear? Second question, what does Mandela mean when he says he is simply the sum of all those African patriots who had gone before him? Anyone who can answer this question? Why he, you can say, thought that whatever he did was the sum of efforts made by others. He has shown, you can say, we have seen pictures of many other patriots who have given their lives to achieve this state of freedom. So Nelson Mandela does not forget the selfless struggles of other freedom fighters who were there before his existence. He gratefully acknowledges the sufferings they have gone through. He admits that he has received the freedom for the people just because of the efforts or base set by these freedom fighters. He feels that it is simply the summation of all the efforts put in by all the other freedom fighters. African patriots, you can use the word. Clear? African patriots were there who put in many efforts in the freedom of South Africa. Clear? Would you agree that the depths of oppression create heights of character? This is better one of the themes of the chapter also. The more you go into the difficulties, the more you come out with more zeal and more, you can say, you have an experience with you. You have learned a lot out of it. So can depth of operation create heights of character? How does Mandela illustrate this? Illustrate is giving example, how he has proved it. Can you add your own examples to this argument? So to every action, there is always one reaction, I must say. The depths of oppression always create heights of success, because there comes one point when no one will be able to face that oppression. They will definitely raise their voice, they will make plans, they will execute those plans, and finally they will succeed in their plans. Fine, nobody can face discrimination for longer period. Okay, beta? So you can say that in this last question, okay, it's second last question. We are having two more questions to go now. So oppression and, you can say, these produce leaders. Such experiences, harsh or hardships of life, they are the ones which produce great leaders. You can see in India, there were Bhagat Singh, Mahatma Gandhi, you can name Chandrasekhar Azad, Subhash Chandra Bose, you can, to name a few only. Many people were born out of the oppression, depth of oppression only, when they faced a lot of discrimination, when they were aware, and then they started their struggle, and finally we got to know about them. Clear? So heights of success are achieved with the depths of oppression only. Yes, we do agree with this. How did Mandela's understanding of freedom change with age and experience? This we have already discussed, beta. As a child, what kind of freedom he wanted to run in the fields? As a child, he wanted to run in the fields. Fine. Okay, Wissam is writing answer. Fine. So as a child, Nelson Mandela has the, you can say, he wanted to achieve freedom, to run in the field, to enjoy by the side of stream, to swim in the stream, I must say, to roast the millies under the sky, to roast maize and corn under the sky. These are the childhood, you can say, wishes of being free. Then as a boy, he wanted the freedom to spend night out, to move out, to do the course which he wanted to do, to enjoy his life. But when he became a young man, then his definition of freedom altogether changed. Clear? He wanted the freedom not for himself only, for his own community, for his own people, for all the people of South Africa. Clear? How did Mandela's hunger for freedoms change his life? It's better, almost same question is there. Understanding of freedom, how did it change, and how did Mandela's hunger for freedom change? Earlier, slight difference is there. Hunger for freedom. Earlier, he was not hungry for freedom. He has mentioned that nobody is born hungry. This is our basic right, to breathe in this air, to live freely, to enjoy our life. So, but when, as a, you can say, in the boyhood, when he started realizing that basic freedom was being stolen from him and the people of his community, then his hunger of freedom increased. When he was devoid of basic rights, when no equal rights were being provided to them, discrimination on the basis of color and their community was there, then his hunger increased when realization dawned upon him. Fine. After realizing it, then hunger increased. Otherwise, there was no hunger as a child. Child can be taught to react in any way we want to, because they are just like clay. We can mold a child accordingly. If they can taught to hate others, they can taught to love others also. Clear? So that's it with Nelson Mandela, beta. Now there are some basic exercises, blanks, match, and all that you can do on your own. We will discuss also later on. That I'm giving you as homework, that you can do on page number 25, 26, 27. We are having some blanks in which just idiomatic expressions are there. You're supposed to just match it, or noun forms of the verbs in the brackets on page number 25, that you will do on your own. Very easy it is to do. Clear? So now moving on to our writing skill, because we are not having much time. Many students are not able to join The link is broken again and again. Answer of third question, Tanya. Beta, would you agree that depth of operation create heights of character? Yes. The more you face difficulties, the harder you become. The more you can say depth of oppression you will be facing, more discrimination you will be facing, more rebellion you will become, you will raise your voice, and you will definitely achieve success. This is the meaning of the third question. And how does Mandela illustrate this? When Mandela was aware that there is discrimination with his, you can say, community, then he raised his voice. Clear? This is the third question. Now moving back to, better you can see the board. We have done business letter already. Clear? We are done because we are doing this chapter, I guess, for more than 4 days now. Nelson Mandela long walk to freedom. It's done now. The exercises you can do on your own. If you face any problem, you can ask me. So let's continue with our writing skill, because tomorrow I will be starting with maybe a grammar part or literature also. Another book is there. You are having 2 books. The second book you will be using tomorrow. So I will be putting message in the group that which chapter or which book you're supposed to open, and you can prepare accordingly. Clear? So let's continue. You can see the screen. Better you can see clearly the board. Kindly note down. You can note down the format of business letter. We have done business letter of inquiry. Fine. Letter of inquiry we have already done. Now we are going to do business letter of complaint. Is it visible to everyone, beta? Board is visible. Fine. So please, the format is same, which we have done previously. Clear? I repeat, I will be telling those who have not attended previous lecture. Sender's address is there. Clear? And in this sender's address, you will be writing the address, whatever address is given to you. You won't be writing your personal addresses here. You will be writing the address which is given in the statement itself, and usually it is a 3-line address. Clear? 3-line address. We are going to do business letter of complaint. So 3-line address is there. Then after writing consecutively 3 lines, you will skip 1 line. You will skip 1 line and then you will write the date. Right? Date in this format, like this, 30th April 2021. But you will not use the word date over there. Clear? After writing sender's address, skip 1 line and write date. After writing the date, skip 1 line and write receiver's address. It is also given usually in the statement itself. Clear? And like the managers, XYZ company, ABC city, in that way. If it is not given, you won't be inventing it. You can use ABC XYZ city in that way. Clear? Usually it is given in business letters. So receiver address is also a 3-line address. A designation should be there in receiver. One person should be there who is going to receive your letter. Suppose you're writing letter to manager, then you will be writing the manager, XYZ company, ABC city, in that way. Clear? So company's name will be given. Suppose it's JPH Publication, Hyderabad. You will be writing the manager, JPH Publication, Hyderabad. 3-line address will be there. After writing receiver's address, again skip 1 line and write down subject. Clear? In subject, you will be mentioning about which you want to complain. Clear? We will be doing one sample. I will make you write the content also so that it is clear to you how to make complaints. If you are having bit of sufficient time, you are having 10-11 minutes, so you can just take note of this format. Then I'll make you write one statement and we will continue with this. After this subject, then salutation part. Dear sir. In almost all the business letters, rather than writing respected sir in that way, we preferably write dear sir, or sir also you can write, but preferably we write dear sir. After subject, skip one line and then write dear sir. After writing dear sir, just beneath salutation, start your content. And in content, 3 paragraphs are there. 3 paragraphs will be there, beta. And then at last, I will be telling you the content also, what to mention in the content. At last, yours truly name. Fine. If designation is given, any post is given to you, like you are the manager of some firm, then you will be writing the manager, your post at last. But it is not mandatory. If it is mentioned, you will write. If it is not mentioned, you can skip. You will just write the name. So format, everybody has noted down. Kindly send me thumbs up, beta, if format is clear to you. Come on, fast. More than 10 thumbs up I have received. Yes, very good. It's increasing like anything. So format is clear to everyone. If you have any doubt, and Vivan, you should join the class on daily basis. Fine, Vivan Uppal. There are some students who are not regular in attending classes, and many students did not appear for the test also, but it will affect your assessment. Then don't say why we are not getting marks. So everybody is supposed to take part in this. Clear? Now let's continue with, let's do one statement, beta. If you have noted down, write down the statement. Write down the statement, beta. We have done this format now. So write down, you are R.S. Sharma. You are R.S. Sharma. I will be discussing the content. You will write the letter on your own. Fine, beta? Because we are running out of time. You are R.S. Sharma of 43 GT Road, Ludhiana. You are R.S. Sharma of 43 GT Road, Ludhiana. Full stop. You bought a LG washing machine. You bought an LG. As sound is there, you can write an. You bought an LG. L and G should be in capitals, beta. You bought an LG washing machine from Excel Electronics. From Excel, EXCEL. From Excel Electronics, Ludhiana. Within a week, you discovered that, within a week, WEEK, within a week, you discovered that the machine stopped working. Within a week, you discovered that machine stopped working smoothly. Stopped working smoothly. It was not as per your expectations, right? Moreover, it made an irritating sound. Moreover, it made an irritating sound. Write a letter to the dealer. Write a letter to the dealer. Beta, it is given to you. See, your address is given. You are R.S. Sharma, GT Road, Delhi is your address. Fine, 43 GT Road, Delhi. That is your address, Sandra's address. Now, Excel Electronics, and the dealer will be your receiver. Fine, the dealer, Excel Electronics, Delhi, or sorry, Ludhiana. Clear? So, moreover, it made an irritating sound. Full stop. Write a letter to the dealer asking him for its replacement at the earliest. Write a letter to the dealer asking him for its replacement at the earliest. Now, coming back to the content, beta, you know the address of sender in 3 lines, then skip one line, date, skip one line, the dealer, Excel Electronics, Ludhiana. Clear? Then subject is replacement of the defective washing machine. You will not write ing like complaining. In that way, you never write in the subjects, fine? So you write down replacement of the defective washing machine. Replacement of the defective washing machine. Now, salutation is dear sir. After that, beta, you can note down also the value points, what you will be mentioning in it. Firstly, you have to use beta formal language. You cannot talk as if you are talking to your friend. You are talking to some higher authority. Obviously, you are a dealer, you are going to make a complaint, but the way of complaining should be very formal. I am constrained to express. Write down this, how to start. I am constrained. Constrained. I have underlined this word. Constrained. Fine. This is not the way that you are not going to fight with them. If you're complaining, fine. You should be very formal. I'm constrained to express my resentment. I am constrained to express my resentment. Means you are unhappy. Fine. RESENTMENT. Resentment at the supply of a defective washing machine by you. I am constrained to express my resentment at the supply of a defective washing machine by you. Now, this is the way how you started. Fine. Now, next you will be writing on your own. Let me tell you what you will be writing. Then you need to mention the product, the model number, the date, all the facts. Fine. On which date you purchased, which model you purchased, fine. And also you then, after telling that facts, you will tell the problems. You will discuss the problems in next paragraph. Clear? In first paragraph, you have expressed that you are writing this letter, purpose of writing this letter. And you can also introduce yourself that I am, you can say, a bona fide customer of your firm, a reliable customer, or you can say the permanent customer of your firm. Means you just give assurance to them that you are the one who keep on buying things from them only. Fine. Regular customer of your firm. Fine. After that, after introducing yourself, then you just add on this: I am constrained to express my resentment that you have given a defective piece of this. Then I bought an automatic LG machine on you can say 10 days back, and write that on 15th April 2021. In the beginning it was working properly, but after a few days, within a week, the washing machine started making irritating noise. Then the service was unsatisfactory. The dryer is also not working properly. The smooth functioning is not at all there. Mention the problem in next paragraph. Complain, but it should be very formal way. Fine. It is not cleaning the clothes properly. Dryer is not working adequately. Rather than writing properly, change the words. Clear? Adequately, in that way. So after mentioning the problems in next paragraph, third paragraph will be that you ask them for immediate replacement. Clear? In third paragraph, solution to the problem. Firstly, your introduction and why you are writing this letter in first paragraph. Complain in the second paragraph. Beta, this session is going to end within 1 minute, right? So third one is solution. The supply of such defective washing machine does not do any credit to any prestigious customer. So I request you to replace this defective washing machine as soon as possible. I shall be very thankful